Good afternoon and welcome to News 8 at 5. City Council President Audrey Cotter easily held onto her City Council seat in a recall election last night. It's the latest in a 2-year stretch full of recalls.
And while the ability to recall is the public's right, some wonder if it's being used the way it should be. News 8's Carrie Vick joins us with the story.
Well, Mark and Lisa, Cotter took home 73% of the votes in last night's election, leaving her opponents in the dust. The results show that voters didn't agree with the recall despite organizers' ability to pull it off. City of La Crosse residents may agree with the idea of being able to recall a public official.
I think it's a good option to have.
But there's no question some voters may be wearing out from 2 full years of recall elections in Wisconsin.
I would be one of those people that's kind of exhausted.
I know personally I'm over elections in general.
The power to recall was made state law decades ago.
So they put that on the books on the assumption that if a person wasn't close enough to the people, they weren't responsive or responding to the public will, the public didn't have to wait to the next election.
The law doesn't define what a person can be recalled for, which means as long as you can collect the signatures, you're guaranteed an election.
But it's always been implied that something serious should be wrong in order to go ahead with a recall. And of course, what is serious and how important is something is kind of left to the voter, frankly.
In City Council President Audrey Cotter's case, the voters decided this recall wasn't necessary.
I think they made a judgment, pretty strong judgment yesterday, the voters did, that it wasn't particularly warranted in this case.
And while voters may be wearing out from all the recalls, they'll put up with it in order to protect their rights.
It's better to have and not need than need and not have.
If someone sees that a person that we've elected isn't using their office for the way that we wanted them to, you have a right to voice that opinion.
Now, the recall petition filed for Audrey Cotter had 169 valid signatures. Only 68 people voted against Cotter in last night's election.
All right, thank you, Carrie. The recall election cost the city almost $2,000.